Man, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready for our first guest tonight because trust me, I'm very proud of this young man in a real life.
Yeah.
Dalton Spence is a world class, as a world class because he is really world class. Because him there Jamaican and is top class. He's an award-winning music teacher. Award-winning, several awards. And he's teaching some very, very special kids right now. And he's going to tell us more about it. But he's also a stand-up comedian, quite accomplished one as well. Yep. Big up yourself, Dalton Spence. And is that man going to go viral with him pot cover them, you know, the pot cover thing? Yeah, well, they must say everybody's a small fry. Dalton Spence is with us tonight. He's joining us online. And you don't know, we got the film tech team and my team, Johnny Life Productions. I make it work. I'm going to see what going on. I'm going to sit down and reason and see what going on with Dalton. Dalton, good night, sir. Wagwan. Jesus, pot cover beat. I mean Dalton, pot cover beat.
Yeah, man.
Dalton, big up yourself, you know.
But there, man. But there, we're ready for the World Championship, you know.
You ready for World Championship?
Shine off and ready. You know, see.
I am in.
What's your man bow tie?
Yeah,
okay,
man.
Now
It's
right
the Jamaica colors.
All right.
Yeah, man. Ready for the World Championship and everything, man.
See there? Evie, you saw the man still look at the man costume, Evie? You see what going on?
Jamaica 60.
Yeah, man, I mean, say, Jamaica is a big deal, and everything else is a small fry side order. I mean that, you know.
That's true. In a real life. All right, so my brethren, Dalton Spence, let's talk a little bit about who you are in a real life and let the world know that you're a great teacher. I can testify to that because my children have had the pleasure of having you as a teacher personally. You know, tell us about some of your awards, your exploits, your great achievements as a music teacher.
Well, Johnny, listen. For quite a while now, I've always been concerned about what's been happening in music classes in Jamaica. There's so much technology around, and yet teachers weren't taking advantage of this technology to make the music work.
You can turn up your microphone for us, Dalton, just a little bit, sorry.
Turn it up. Let's see. Boy, I can't turn it up now, but let me see if I can move it a bit more.
Yeah, man, move it closer to you a little bit.
Yeah, hearing it any better now?
Yes, man.
All right. Yeah. So as I was saying, I was very concerned for many years about what's been happening in the music classes, right? There's so much technology around, and the teachers were using the technology to make the music more interesting and engaging. So I embarked on a research to find out how can I make music, the learning of music, more fun, more engaging, use the technology that's around. There are tablets around, there are games around that can make music more fun. And so I began to explore that and bring it into practice in the music classes as much as possible. Some of this was met with some opposition, right? I remember I introduced Google Classroom to my students, and sometimes the parents weren't for it. I introduced the idea of the tablet band. Parents weren't for it. They were saying, no, this is not real instrument. This is not real violin. This is not real piano, you know, and so on. But I was trying to show them that you can make music more fun and interesting by using these kind of stuff, right? At a certain point, I felt like I was, I almost felt a bit disappointed. I thought maybe I was going pushing up the wrong stream because a lot of people weren't for it. In January of 2020, if anybody did tell me that all of Jamaica would lock down and everybody would go online, I would not believe it. But that very year, in March of that very year, was when the COVID struck and everybody went online. And guess what? My students were able to transition online very easily because I have been doing a lot of online stuff with them. I introduced them to Google Classroom. I introduced them to various fun apps and so on that they could do. So they were able to go online very easily and interact online very easily. While a lot of other schools were struggling with the online stuff in those early stages, that wasn't a problem with my students because of what I was able to do with them. You know what I mean?
Dalton, me hope you have a towel nearby because I want to give you a chance to go wipe the sweat and come back sometime because you did experience the situation too earlier.
Yeah, man, people. Boy, I say, I'm broadcasting from my home right now, Portmore,
Yes.
right? I am
That's how you know we keep it real and make it work. So we give you a chance for us wipe the sweat and come back because we have more questions for you before we go into the game a little bit right now because it's very interesting. So if you want to take a look at time, people dip and wipe the face, no problem, you know. Make you know what go on. Yes, it aye. You mean?
Yeah, man, the Portmore.
That's right.
Listen, my fan stopped working today. You know what I mean?
Today.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Trouble never set like real, you know.
Yo,
True.
so
So Dalton, all right, so you got some resistance, but eventually people kind of bought into it. But let's hear some of the awards you've won. Even this year you won gold, didn't you?
yes, not just gold. I won the national award. Well,
Whoa.
for quite a while now, I have been carrying my students to JCDC music competition as a tablet band. I came up with this idea of the tablet band, and I keep entering them against students with normal instruments, with violins and guitars and pianos and all of that stuff. But they competed with just their tablets and their iPad. And they got gold every time. Well, in the early stages, JCDC couldn't find a category for us, right? And the first time we entered, about 6 or so years ago, they couldn't find a category for us, you know. And they just put us they just judged us by ourselves, and we got a bronze. And Johnny, I remember when we went back to school with the bronze, a teacher looked at us and said, "Look here, you won in the race, in a race, no brother, and you won in the race, and you come third." We say him laugh after him laugh. Poor kids. But I looked at them and I said, "Listen, children, let me tell you something."
Hey, Jamaica people wicked.
Yeah, man, you tell me, you know what? But I looked at the children and I said, "Look here, children, you never lose, you only learn."
Yes.
Right? And they learned from that experience and they went back again and they got gold and they began to get gold ever since. They just kept getting gold all the while. And then I changed job, right? I changed job and now I am into a school that I'm pretty excited about. It's called Christopher Jamaica. It caters to some of the poorest children in Jamaica. Some of the most vulnerable children in the Spanish Town area. These children, if you ever see them living conditions, it's really terrible, right? And they are the ones when they hear, gunshots and curfew and all of that, those children face that every day. And they see the murders and all of that. And it affects their self-esteem. And last year, during the Olympics, I saw how excited these children were for the medals that the athletes were getting. And I looked at them and I said, "Listen, you have that greatness in you. You can achieve greatness just like these athletes, and I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to make you great. I'm going to make you get gold medals. I'm going to make you famous." And I sat down to work and I rolled up my sleeve and I began to motivate them and push them and encourage them and get behind them. And, it was rough at first. It was the hardest I've ever worked in my life. But guess what? Fast forward 11 months later, and they have gotten the national award.
No clap. Clap, please. Clap, please. No, this is a round of a big up a statement, General. National award.
Yeah.
It's more than a big deal.
Yes, man, more than a big deal.
Yeah, man, pot cover for that, man. How you mean, Dalton? Dalton, look here. It's a whole heap of great things you're doing, my brother. And you also invited me down to talk to those very same kids as well. I want to thank you very much for that scene. It's a good look, man. Dalton, you have a game for me tonight? Because everybody already know with them phone. What we supposed to do?
All right, now. So, one of the ideas that I've been toying with in the classroom is this game that I use to make the learning more fun, right? After a while, the kids loved it so much that whenever they're having birthday parties and so on, they began to invite me to the birthday party to do the game. And I started doing the game at the birthday party and saw how fun it was. And I began to put it into my comedy. Because Johnny, you have allowed me on your shows and showcase me in comedy a lot. So I decided to blend it in with my comedy, right?
Okay,
And,
yes. And
and
somebody was asking if you were the one on Comedy Bus. Yes, you were the
yes,
one.
I was the one on Comedy Bus Man, and I began to bring the innovation that from the classroom into my comedy. And Johnny, I'm so grateful for the opportunity you have given me to toy with this idea, to test it out, to see it work with different crowd
Hey,
and stuff.
Evie.
And yeah,
When
man.
Datan come to me with the idea, for the first time, and Datan start talking about it, ask Sophia, I said to myself, said, this not gonna work. I said, that brother, you're passionate about this, but this can't work. And Datan was so passionate that even in the comedy spaces where we never have space, Datan said, you can put up a screen. I said, Datan. And wait, if you can get screen from, if you can put up now, but people, he persevered. Datan got his own screen. Bridget, I'm proud of you. You say, hey,
Yeah, remember the early days I
persistence.
used to get a piece of sheet and put it up on the wall. Remember them days, man? And put a sheet on the wall and project it.
Persistence is to try. Big up
Yeah.
yourself, Datan.
But the universe will work with him can get an award for being innovative.
Innovative.
Yes,
So, Datan,
right.
all right, what we need for have now, Datan? What we need for
All
have
right, here we
now?
go now. So, what you're gonna need to do now, people, is I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna put up a code. The code that I put
man,
up,
play
you're
Oh,
gonna
so,
go
so,
on
so
your,
everybody here watching now can play with the game right now.
yes, everybody in the room with you, as well as
Yeah.
everybody watching on YouTube, can participate in this game.
Rasta
All right, everybody in the room,
I'm
everybody
gonna share
watching
my
can
screen now.
participate.
Here we go.
Yeah,
I'm gonna share my screen.
Go to
And
YouTube.
let's share my screen. Here we go. There we go.
Rasta no play a game, so you gotta just go on.
All
Maybe
right,
Rasta
here
play
we go. Are you
game.
seeing my screen? Are you seeing
I
my
Rasta play football. Me understand.
I sure.
Rasta don't play football. I
All
want
right,
to
are you seeing my screen now? Okay, so what's gonna happen is you are gonna have to go on your phone and Google Kahoot.it.
Oh, Kahoot.
Yes, Kahoot.it. Google that.
Okay, well, I'm going to do it right now.
When you
You
Google
can't mess me
that,
up. Yeah, Google that.
you're
I'm going
gonna
to Google
see
that. I'll Google that.
Kahoot.it comes up. You're gonna click
Yeah.
on the Kahoot.it in Google, and it's
Gonna
gonna
put it in.
ask you for a game pin. The game pin is now on the screen. The game pin
Oh.
is 774-2915. That's the game pin.
I just feel like it's a chopper game. It's a chopper thing.
Nah, man,
No,
a good,
man.
good game.
So-
Kahoot, that what?
Kahoot.it.
29.50.
Me just go
What's it
Kahoot.com. That can work.
No, it has to be Kahoot.it. .it. You got to put the .it there.
See, that's why it's important to listen to people,
Yes, man.
Kahoot.it.
Kahoot.it. Once you click on the Kahoot.it, it's going to ask you for a game pin.
All right. See,
Now,
now,
if your
Evie.
phone have a scanner,
Game
your phone,
pin. What is the game pin?
The game pin is
774.
774-2915.
5. All right. Evie, we
Okay,
ready?
those of you on YouTube, you'll be able to see it easily. I don't
Evie
know
and
if those-
Johnny.
I don't know if those in your audience, Johnny, is able to have a screen that you're looking at.
No screen. I'm
We
going to
are
look on
going
them
to see
phone.
the money.
Oh, okay. So listen
bet.
careful now. Kahoot.it.
Everybody on them phone, Kahoot.it. Everybody's
Google
there.
that.
Keisha's there. Everybody's there. Yeah, we're ready now. We're ready now.
All right. Yeah. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Yeah, come.
1. All right. Get ready to rumble. Okay, we see that Paco is there. Must win. Somebody there must win. Right? Must win.
Somebody here
Somebody
must
must
win.
win.
John,
Man.
Andy, John, Sophia, Faith, Effie, Kiber, KK, Junior. Here we go. I'm gonna warn you people. This game is gonna cause you to think. So look out. Here we go. And so I'm gonna be
Someone said it's going to cost you.
shooting,
Ready now.
and you have to put in your funniest answer, your most comical answer. Here we go. Those of you in the studio, you're gonna be looking on your phone. The question is gonna come up on your phone. Here we go. Get ready to
Don't
rumble.
count again, please.
Giggle me this, giggle me that. Your funniest answer, people. Your funniest answer. Here we go. So, this man is about to marry the love of his life, and then he go visit the doctor. After the doctor's diagnosis, he decided to break up with her because he realized she had a few missing toes. What was the doctor's diagnosis that made this man break up with the love of his life? What is a doctor's diagnosis?
But you know,
Click one of those answers. What was the doctor's diagnosis that made him
why I'm losing toes?
broke up with his fiance because she had a few missing toes? The man got broke up with her. What could have caused him to do such a thing? 2, 1, 0. Answer. The doctor said he was lactose intolerant. And she was missing a few toes. So, in this time, you know what? This thing can't work out, baby. It can't work out.
No points.
You miss nothing.
Right.
You are lacking in toes, baby. It can't work out. All right, now, let's see who was able to get the correct answer. Here we go. And we see that Kiki is in the lead. One Kiki. Renee is second. Sophia is third. Evie and Johnny is fourth. And Pauline is in fifth.
Right.
Now, listen, it's only going to show the top 5 persons.
So why is it trending? Why is it?
If you are not among the top 5, it will not show up. All right. Let's move on to the next question. Remember, people, your funniest answer. You have to click on the funniest answer. Here we go. Here's the next situation. A young couple and old couple is in a restaurant. The young couple is operating very loving and so on. So when the young couple know, the man look over to the woman and laugh and say, oh, can you pass the sugar? And she giggle and give him the sugar. And then him look for the guy and say, oh, can you pass the honey? And she giggle and she pass him the honey. The older couple in the restaurant and watch everything. And the old woman juke her husband and say, so how come you not say these things to me? And the man look her straight in the face and say something to her. And when she to her start a big argument in the restaurant. What did he say to her?
When said to her?
When said to her?
That's
a big argument.
Not a romantic. That's the pork pig. So what? Stop for the people.
When said to her? Pass the sugar, pass the honey, and him look for her, and his when said to her, has a big argument in the restaurant. When said to her, the man look on the woman straight in the face and said, pass the pork pig.
Pass the pork pig.
Pass the pork pig. Him see the couple, the other couple said, pass the sugar, pass the honey, and him go look on her and say, pass the pork pig. No, sir. We're in at the restaurant same time. Big argument. All right, let's see who chose to answer the fastest. Here we go. Kiki is still holding on to the lead.
Come on, Kiki.
Come on.
Sophia is third.
Is it what he's smoking?
And Johnny is now on the board.
Pauline, the roll of.
So we are getting the answer right.
What about Faith? Where is K-Bear? Where is Kiki? Where is Junior? Where is Renee? Where is Don S? Let's see. Look up. They might just be on.